just going to ask for clarification since I'm the staff who has to do this. So if this is a motion on the floor.
It's not a motion. I don't
Okay.
think we need a motion. It's just, we're just advising staff.
No, but I mean, but okay, so I'm not going to use the word motion, but are you suggesting then the people who've already been meeting with the CEO, and now including county council, the city's council, and the 2 members from the city as well as the city manager, continue to try and draft something for the board to look at in the future?
Yeah, and if a draft isn't forthcoming, you reach some stumbling blocks, or you give us updates, you know.
Okay.
It doesn't mean you necessarily personally, but
yeah.
the executive office can bring us updates and say, well, we've had so many more meetings, we've gone down these paths, this is what we're working, we expect completion of something in the next 30 days or 90 or whatever.
Okay,
Just keep
terrific.
us informed, yeah.
Okay. Supervisor?
I disagree. I think there's more cost than benefit, especially in the next 10-year period. I guess in 10 years you can look at anything. I think issues like the Willits bypass and things like that is going to change the dynamics of how traffic works, how, you know, we're going to lose a big tax generator. Lake County's building a huge truck stop over here on I-20. It looks like more of the traffic's either going through Highway 20 truck traffic, or from the north it's going over 299. It's not even going through Mendocino County. You know, I just see this as a bad deal for the county, and it's been my experience in economics, the sooner you get out of a bad deal, the better. So I'm not for supporting this. I'm sure I'm in the minority here, but I just think it's a bad deal at this time for Mendocino County. I don't see any benefits. The actual startup costs are going to be more than the revenues, and it's, you know, and if there is going to be any tax growth, I believe it's going to be in the county. It's kind of like we've watched the city of Ukiah suck in the sales tax from all over the county for the last 20 years. They turned an industrial site into a commercial zoning site and sucked in the sales tax. As Ross Perot said, hear that big sucking sound. And now I look for the next 20, 30 years to the benefit to be in the unincorporated area of Mendocino County. And why would we want to partner up with a city, especially when there's the issue of a tax dollar? A tax dollar in Mendocino County can be proven that it goes a whole lot further than a tax dollar for services for people, as I explained, our ability to bring in state and federal dollars. So why would we want to limit those tax dollars to where we can't get that 7 or 8 times multiplying factor by being in a tax sharing agreement? You know, even $100,000 a year, $100,000 a year of general fund dollars can probably lead to close to $1 million in health, some of our health and human services programs. So I just, you know, it's a bad deal for the county, and I don't think we need to spend more money and go forward with it. You know, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Supervisor?
John, you know, sometimes I agree with you, and I think your concerns are, you know, justified in terms of some of the things that happened here in the past. But the fact is, you're saying it's a bad deal, and we haven't seen the deal. We don't even know what the deal is going to look like. And it's not as if we're committing to something that we're going to have a hard time undoing. And we'll have time to review it in the course of, we're talking about 5 years?
You can opt out in any given year.
Oh. And in that regard here, I just think here that this is something, anything that can address the fiscalization of planning or of development is something worth the effort. I think that's the bottom line on this, and if it's done right, there's not that much money that probably will go back and forth, but we will end that idea that we have, as you said, look what's happened over there with that industrial park, with the motels on it. That's the level of the industry that we have and the impact it's having on the county in terms of the TOT. So I think we have to be kind of willing to at least give it a shot. Again, I don't feel any discomfort at all at this point. I might when you come back with some sort of document that needs to be dealt with. But I was skeptical when the numbers came in the first round, only because it seemed a little too easy. And I think we're finding out that maybe the preliminary meeting with the people from the city council. So I was concerned at that point, but I think here now, with this kind of effort, we should be able to at least get a deal that then you can say, I don't buy the deal, but we're not anywhere near the deal to be talking about it as being good, bad, or indifferent at this point, unless you want to make it that.
Well, it kind of reminds me of the, back when we spent all the money on the new jail siting and all the hundreds of thousands of dollars we spent on that. And, well, we'll go down further the road here and see where we are. Well, we went down the road and found out we couldn't do it. And so I just see this as another kind of different label, but the same result, where we're going to spend a lot of money going down the road and then nobody's going to like the end product.
You heard the numbers she mentioned.
Well, that was what was
The
spent.
big difference between those two.
That's what's been spent in the
big
past.
difference.
That
Yeah,
was-
I know.
Let's
I know.
add up the figures till we get to the finish line.
Okay. Mr. CEO, you want to wrap it up? I think, Zarka, you've gotten direction. We're going to continue to work together on these items.
Thank you, it was a pleasure meeting all of you.
Mr. Chairman, could we have a recorded vote on this, please?
Actually,
We're
we're
going to
not,
make a
Well,
motion.
this is not